What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin and ICP Renegades. And today we're actually going to be talking about something that might be a little bit controversial to people. And some of you might agree with me, some of you might disagree with me about it. And what that is, we're going to be talking about, in my opinion, how venture capitalists could possibly ruin crypto, and what is happening right now, especially with Three Arrows Capital. They are connected with Avax, Solana, and a lot of, and Near as well. And those companies are facing some huge pressure right now with everything that just happened with Celsius and everything that is, going on. We have a few things that we're going to be talking about and why there's a lot of pressure on these companies and they're floundering. They're actually underwater right now. And so before we go into this, I want you all to understand exactly what a venture capitalist is. And then we will go in and we'll talk about all these other cryptos and kind of figure out what is going on and why having these venture capitalist funds as your main source of funding, which actually is going to either make or break your project, and how ICP has got out of that. They did use venture capitalist funding in the first part of, their growth. But the thing is, with crypto, you don't want to have your company's main income, as a crypto company, coming in from a venture capitalist group. A lot of other cryptos have possibly used it for a time, because let's go look at exactly what a venture capitalist is. Let me find that page. Sorry, I just have a bunch of pages pulled up here. I just have to figure out. Okay, I guess I didn't bring that. So let's just do meaning of venture. I must have erased the page because I had this on there. Okay, so here we go. Let me just share my page with you, and we have a lot of stuff for you tonight. Like, not just me saying this. We're gonna go over why I started talking about this, and then we're gonna show you some cool evidence that shows why ICP is really gonna change the way crypto is seen and dealt with. So let me just go right over here. The meaning of venture capitalist, because I even had to look that up. I'm pretty smart. I kind of knew what they were, but I didn't really understand. So a venture capitalist is a private equity investor that provides capital to companies with high growth potential in exchange for an equity stake. So, have you ever seen the show Shark Tank? Well, in my opinion, that's what those guys are, as venture capitalists, because what they're doing is they're looking for a stake in the company, for some capital to have that company grow. And at the very beginning of Internet Computer, they did use venture capitalists to first start out. And that's all they're supposed to be for, is provide capital to the company with high growth potential in exchange for an equity stake. And normally that is done at the growth period, or when you're transitioning from, starting to going live with your project. You might need some additional funding, and that's where venture capitalists come in. So the reason we're talking about this is because of this tweet, that Dominic put out yesterday on Twitter. And he said, one to watch statement: Defendi ICP hasn't raised venture money for years. So I could have read that wrong, and maybe they do have venture capitalists right now. I could be wrong on that. I might have read this statement wrong. Okay, that's my fault. They could have venture capitalists, but they aren't raising it now, and they haven't for years. Okay, and that's the thing. So that's my fault. I'll take the blame for that. Sorry about that. I will change my thumbnail that says ICP has zero. I'll put zero new VC. That's something I overlooked. I apologize. But Avalanche, Near, and Solana raised big from 3AC, which is Three Arrows Capital. And we're going to be talking about that a lot in this video today. We have a lot of stuff that is going to show why you don't want to have big money in these venture capitalist firms. Now, it does look like they might have a venture capitalist or two. I don't know. I would have to look further into that to see. I have looked, though. So actually, I have some evidence that says they don't have any. So I'm a little bit, you're going to have to watch till the end, so we can figure out if they do or not. And that might not even be answered by the end of this video. I'm not going to lie. But we will definitely look. Avalanche, Near, and Solana raised big from Three Arrows Capital. Now, that is a venture capitalist group. We're going to be talking about them. And 3AC is in trouble. Only lockups holding back mass liquidation of their tokens now. So it seems 3AC might be managing their treasury. So now let's go and look more on this tweet. So we have that part. Now let's go look at the tweet he was talking about. One of the largest crypto venture capital firms, Three Arrows Capital, they're becoming insolvent. With potentially $18 billion under management, this could be catastrophic for crypto. Here is a timeline of what's going on and the possible consequences. Then you go down here and it continues in the comments. Well, who is Three Arrows Capital? I'll refer to them as 3AC. One of the largest crypto-focused venture capital firms in the world. Started by high school classmates, these people, Zuza and Kyle's L. Davies in 2012, initially based in Singapore. They've recently moved to Dubai. So here are some of their investments that they hold. And as you see, ICP is not one of them, but this is a particularly concerning one right here. Terra Luna. Well, they were probably heavily invested in Terra Luna, which you're going to see. Their assets under management were estimated between 10 and 18 billion. A top 5 VC firm, their power and influence went far in the industry. Well, Avax, that's actually a really good one, and it's still doing decent, but with so much capital invested by these funds, they might be in trouble. So with 18 billion under management, well, it's probably not even close to that now, but Aave, which is a good Ethereum token, I don't even know what Deribit is, Starkware, I don't know, Terra Luna is horrible, and Axie Infinity is a really good crypto, a gaming crypto, love it. But now, they're playing like psychological ops and mind games, and that is what I hate. I hate psyops and mind games. That's the one thing that Zoo is influential with an audience of 500,000 on Twitter. He's also known for playing plenty of mind games, psyops, with his audience. For example, he created a thread flooding Ethereum, which caused the price to drop. Yes, I have abandoned Ethereum despite supporting it in the past. Yes, Ethereum has abandoned its users despite supporting them in the past. That was just his way to get it to go down so that he could buy a lot more. So they're very shady kind of market movers, and they will do whatever it takes to take a profit. And they backed Terra Luna. Before the Terra collapse last month, 3AC spent $559.6 million to buy locked Luna. It is now worth roughly $670. Not million, not thousand, $670. So they're down about 559 million on that one. 0.5 something. Yeah. There is a speculation that the massive losses of Luna caused them to use more leverage to earn it back, also known as revenge trading. You never want to do that. No, I would rather sit on my crypto and wait for the next pump to happen instead of revenge trading. So I want to just kind of dig you down all the way into the deep of this. So there are ways smart person can go broke. Okay. They did make a lot of good investments though. And venture capitalists do bring a lot of good liquidity to these projects. And I'm not going to lie about that. I am talking about the long-term negative effects of continually being backed by these cryptos. Why? Because like, let's say 3AC, for example. Now let's go back up here to look at this. Okay. Right here. So if we go back up and we look, okay, Avax, Near, Aave, Deribit, Stark, Terra Luna, Axie Infinity. Well, all it takes is one of their projects to go under. And what happens? Now they're struggling. Now they're trying to revenge trade, trying to get that $600 million back. But what they should have done, it's a loss. Buy. We're going to concentrate on Starkware, Axie Infinity, Deribit, Aave, Near, Avax, and let Do Kwon dig himself out of the grave that he dug. Okay? Because he did his community dirty. Now, if he actually helped people and like gave their money back, or they tried to do some good stuff instead of just trying to save the crypto, forget everybody else. You know what he should have done with that billions in Bitcoin? You know, instead of trying to save Luna? He should have saved that to give to the people that lost all their money. But anyway, that's why you don't want to invest heavily in one or even multiple hedge funds like that, or venture capitalist funds like this. Because if one of their tokens goes down, they make one wrong bet, and then they start revenge trading, they could lose everything, all of it. So now let's start talking about some of the actual cryptos that are backed by 3AC. Well, as you see right here, Avalanche raises $230 million from private sale of Avax tokens. Well, that's normal with crypto, right? Like they normally do, private sale tokens. Well, Avalanche, a relatively new blockchain with a focus on speed and low transaction costs, has completed a $230 million private sale of Avax tokens to some well-known crypto funds. Polychain and Three Arrows Capital are leading the investment. So I do believe Internet Computer might be backed by Polychain Capital. I don't know. That might be Graph, but I'm going to find out some way, shape, or form, and I will let you guys know either on my Twitter for sure exactly what venture capitalist, and I'll let you know within the next couple of days because I don't think we're going to be able to find out right this second. What one's Internet Computer is holding, how much, if that information is able to be found. And I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it. So I spent a lot of time on this. The Avalanche Foundation completed the private sale back in 2021 and is disclosing it today. Other participants in the private sale include our crypto fund, Dragonfly, CMS Holdings, Collab and Currency, and Livna Capital. The good thing is they do have multiple different ones. They aren't all the way invested in just Three Arrows Capital, so Avax might avoid a massive dump because of it, but with everything in crypto, who knows? Now, there are a lot of other cryptos that, as you see here, Near Protocol raises $350 million. It's Near's second 9-figure raise this year. Now, this is a good thing, and I was actually doing videos to showcase these things, but I didn't realize how it could actually hurt the crypto in the long run, having these places that are actually venture capitalists that are funding your entire project when you should be making money from your project ecosystem, right? That ecosystem, yeah, you give out grants, you get people to build on it, but you try to not use venture capitalists after your certain, level. I can see using them in like a bull market, and I think that's what happened. A lot of these, this was April 14th, 2022. So it wasn't even that long ago, and they're raising $350 million in April of this year, right? But this is by a, venture capitalist group. So another thing said they raised $350 million in funding round led by hedge fund Tiger Global in a bid to accelerate the decentralization of the Near ecosystem. The raise comes less than 3 months after Near announced a $150 million funding round. So crypto native investors in the new round included Republic Capital, FTX Ventures, Hashed, and Dragonfly Capital, among others. So as you see, these are heavily invested. Now, even if Internet Computer does have some venture capitalists, they are not heavily invested in it. They do not rely completely on all venture capitalists to keep their project alive. So if something happens and all projects with these VCs end up tanking, Internet Computer is going to be the only one left standing. So, but you see, we had big price raises today in the, market, and ICP is up about 7% today. So it's really starting to show that these big funding by the wrong people can leave you in some massive, massive hot water if you have the wrong venture capitalist fund and they do some shady stuff. Right. And so it shows how smart ICP developers and especially Dominic is. Shout out to Dominic for this post. I was asking him, like, man, more good stuff, more good. And then boom, he really does post out some good stuff. So you're going to want to follow Dominic for any ICP if you're not already. Most of you probably are, but you have to follow Dominic if you want to know what's going on with ICP. And I'm going to try to make a lot of videos about, stuff he talks about. I'm going to definitely read a little bit more carefully, so I don't want to put any false information out there, but sometimes you just got to understand that we only give the information that we have. And so, yeah, now this is the information that I got that says that, Defendi doesn't have any venture capitalists. So this is why I said that. Now, if you look on this website, it's called dealroom.co. And Solana here. So Solana's new architecture for a high performance blockchain. Launch date 2017. Employees 201 to 500 people. Ownership right there. Angel venture capital. All right. Nothing. There is no venture capital over here. It's not owned by venture capitalists. This is this is the evidence that I had. That just says, look, I mean, wouldn't it show the same thing if ownership venture capital? But there is no ownership right here. I didn't notice that either. Blockchain supercomputer designed to host the next generation of software and services. So I think it is basically the firm valuation is $1 billion. Dealroom.co estimates August 2018. So this is a pretty old post. So deals in current and previous year. Oh, so here we go. Enzo Finance and FX. Oh, yes. Dude, we just found some good information right here. These might be the ones that they were connected to. Cool. I do want to take a look at these and let's look them up as well. So let's see. Sorry, I'll be getting into the comments in a minute. I have a lot planned for this, and I'm going to stop here at right after this. After I write this down, we're going to go into the comment section. And like I said, I want to know what you guys think about this, and that's what I said in my Twitter post last night when I said I was going to make a video about this, and I really did my homework. It's just sometimes there's not a lot of information for us out there, and I search like for hours trying to find this stuff. So, all right. So deals in current and previous year FX and Enzo Finance. And this might be the original ones that they did. Let's actually go and look at those after we get to the chat and see what's going on with everybody. Hey guys, how are you? Hope you're having a good day today. Let me see up here. I missed a $4.66. Yeah, so I was still kind of right on the $5 thing because I said if it does break 5, I see it maybe wicking down a little bit, and that's what happened. So, but technically I was wrong. It went lower than 5. So no VC since initial offering. Okay, I actually thought you were wrong at first. I was like, man, I have the evidence to back it up and everything, and then I reread, and so that's why it is pretty no new VC since initial offering. Good. See, that's why I like you as my moderator. You help me find stuff. Unlike Chronos and BNB, yeah, those have lots of VCs and lots of money being stolen from them as well. That's another thing Internet Computer does better than everybody else. There's no bridge hacks. The last one sold out around May. Think about what happened to an exchange recently because of venture capital. Yeah. So they are going to get their money back no matter what. From what I know about those two, I'm guessing it's their USD backing on some exchanges. Okay. All right, well, there's not a lot of that, so let's get back to this. All right, now let's go look at Enzo Financing. And do I need to? Oh, we're already shared. Okay. That's where I always get confused right there if I'm sharing my screen. Enzo Finance. Okay, let's look at that. Enzo Finance. Enzo is a financial technology company, not a bank. Okay, Enzo. Join Enzo. Okay, let's look at this. This is their investor, I guess, one of their original investors, Enzo. Enzo checking, Enzo. Oh, it's not a bank. Grow your money by optimizing your spending, saving, investing, and planning in one beautiful app. High yield checking, cash back, financial planning, active investing, and more. Okay. It's a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided by Blue Ridge Bank NA, member FDIC. Okay, I like it. Now let's look at FX. FX. That's going to be a harder one because FX, I mean, FX investment. Not Forex. I knew it was going to be hard because that's just a really weird. Oh, Forex or FX refers to the foreign exchange market, which is where investors can buy and sell currencies from around the globe. So did it really get backed by Forex? Number one FX broker in the US. Okay. For refers to the foreign exchange market. Okay. Wow, they're so interesting, man. Like ICP is one of the most interesting cryptos. They do things so much different than everybody else, and it works. That's the thing. It's like they do this, but it works. And now they're not heavily invested. They're not, hold on, heavily invested, okay, in these VC companies. That's just too much money to bet on your clients, right? So I don't know what that was. We don't want that. So again, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay. All right. Now let's look a little bit closer at this because I thought this was pretty good information right here. Company, startup, and scale. Okay. Overview. Now let's go down and look exactly everything that Definity has on here. So related landscapes and lists, metaverse, ecosystem building, the European private, hold on, Unicorns Club, SAAS. Okay. Oh, I could have got the analytics. I could have got the team size, historic growth, team consumption and strength, track website visits and app installs across iOS and Android for it. Okay. This is kind of old, though. This is 2016, I think. Yeah, Enzo Finance and FX. Okay. Let's click on that. Oh, come on. They're not going to let me look anymore. Okay, looks like I can't do this one anymore. Ah, that sucks. But yeah, all right. Now let's keep going. 3 crypto firms are down bad this week, and things may get worse. Now, this is talking about venture capitalist firms right now, and why Internet Computer not being invested heavily in them is going to have it not only stand out from the crowd, but be able to dodge future dumps because of stuff like this. Okay. Babel topples, Celsius Network goes cold, and Three Arrows Capital has a target pointed on it. This is why I love ICP. I did my second Supernova blog today. You're going to want to go check that out on Twitter. It's on my website, bitcoinrenegade.net, and it's in the ICP blog section. It has a lot of the cool stuff, that I've been sharing over Twitter in the last couple of days and making videos about. And I just kind of put it all into one blog and put it out there today. I hope you guys like it. I spent a little bit of time, getting it ready, getting all the things together. And, I'm really focused on Internet Computer because it does things the right way. And now if they had like a team of nasty people, I mean, that would be crap, right? But not only do they do everything in good, weird ways, and when I say weird, it's not like, it's just abnormal. But it works in a really cool way because they're smart. Like they aren't just doing things on a whim. They have real knowledge and real, just intelligence. You can tell they're an intelligent, group of people. And so they were probably worried about having too much venture capital in their, ICP Definity Foundation. So this week has revealed to the average investor just how interconnected cryptocurrency firms are. 2 firms have frozen withdrawals, and a cryptocurrency hedge fund is in trouble. Celsius Network, Babel Finance, and Three Arrows Capital are floundering, and it's not clear how extensive the damage may be. This week started with a Sunday night announcement from the Celsius Network, a gigantic crypto lending company, that it would pause withdrawals and transfers. After that, the value of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies already weeks into a slide that some have termed a crypto winter, plunged even further, and 5 days later, the news hasn't improved much. So after 3 firms, all 3 firms managed other people's money. Celsius Network wooed retail investors. Babel Finance, which CNBC says has 500 clients and 80 million in a funding round a month ago. 3AC, which invested in crypto startups, managed 10 billion in assets in March, according to Fortune. The ripple effects from the firm's woes are likely to affect the broader cryptocurrency ecosystem. Now, it could affect the price of internet computer in the short term, but when it comes to long-term price movements, I have told you why internet computer is the most solid crypto. I mean, hold on. Let's just go back to my Twitter for a second. And I just want to remind you why internet computer is the best crypto around. Well, one, open chat. You can send ICP and soon Bitcoin directly through instant message or direct message in a chat room or private chat. As a supernova hackathon ecosystem thriving blog. This is my blog, but this is what I, showcase. Not any money has been lost by blockchains by ICP. It's the only one with $0 in this group, at least. You have Ethereum, 4 billion. Binance, 784 million in hacks. Solana, 395 million. Avax, 107 million. And so on and so forth, all the way down to $0 with internet computer. You think that's it? You think that's all I have? Well, no way. So look at this. Current top 10 coins by Lunar Crush. Who knows what that is? But it's number 6 on the list. It should be number 1. All right. Anyway, again, Mr. Guy right here also has him on his altcoins to consider. Who is this guy? I don't know. He has 21,000 subscribers. Okay. He likes ICP. Smart dude. All right. Let's keep going. I just want to show you all the amazing things. Okay, another Lunar Crush listing with ICP number 4. All right, and then you have it right here. Top 10 blockchains attracting the most developers. And this was in 2021. All right, this isn't even this year after the Internet Computer Supernova Hackathon. It was number 3. Growth of total monthly developers. Growth of full-time monthly developers. It was number 8, 146. That means they have a lot of part-time people that could turn full-time, you never know, and stuff like that. So boom, again, more cool stuff with the internet computer. Is that it? Heck no. Another reason ICP is the future of Web3, as in 2021 they led the pack in top ecosystems. In 2022 is even bigger for the ICP ecosystem in DeFi, gaming, and NFT marketplaces, as well as the metaverse, makes the internet computer the best. And again, you see here, it is making these top 10s all over the place in blockchain ecosystem by growth of monthly developers in 2021. You have ICP as 368%, number 3, below Phantom and Solana. Again, another great feature. And I probably should have put that in the blog too. And then again, you have this, the one we just talked about earlier with the hacks. Nothing's been stolen. And then let's go even further. Top 10 tokens by most commits. ICP is number 1 with 76 commits. Then we go down again and we have another one. Most active project to date. Can you spot ICP? Well, yeah, it's number 1 with 40,846 commits. All right. So that is why internet computer long term, 1, it doesn't have a whole lot of new venture capitalist funding. 2, it is leading the pack in developers. It's leading the pack in commits. It is changing Web3. It's integrating with Bitcoin. It's integrating with Ethereum. It is giving so much money to developers. Sorry, I have to turn the air conditioner on. I am roasting. We're up 7% today, but we're down so far. I can't believe we're down to a $63 million volume. This is the lowest I have ever seen the volume on ICP. That is because nobody wants to buy, sell, or trade right now with the market being so far down. You can see we're down 25% on the volume just in the last 24 hours. People are getting scared for no reason because all these other companies are floundering. While Internet Computer does its hackathon, it does, constantly brings us solid ecosystem. And I'm going to bring you all of these top 10 things. I'm going to have so much stuff for you guys. Your head's going to spin. And now let's look at the price, because this is a price video at the end of the day. I just wanted to show you every reason why it will succeed before we go in and we look at the price. Now, like I said, the volume's already way down, and that is going to help us actually hopefully stop moving to the downside. The overall market is going to be the one thing that is going to move. We are all the way to the top of this, and that is a little bit worrisome until we break out of this level, because we could see a further pullback. And if that happens, then our bottom is quite a far way down from where we're at right now to the bottom of the wedge. So I am going to call it right here. Yeah, let's call it that. So if we do go down to the bottom of the wedge, I just don't think that's going to happen. I think the most we could go is the middle level. So yeah, $4, like 380 is my absolute lowest price target that this could hit. Um, just with everything, I don't think it's going to go to the bottom of this line again. I think this has been played out. It was a falling wedge for a very long time that never broke out in any, kind of constructive way. So yeah, but if you look at the amount of volume: 15 million, 12 million, 8 million, 4 million, 4 million, 3 million, 1 million, 3 million, 2 million. See that? 256,000. The volume is getting less and less and less. And that's because people are done selling. Now, what you're going to see is volume of people purchasing. There's no reason to sell ICP at $5.30 unless you bought it at $4.60. And then that's only a 70-cent gain. So the cool thing is when you buy a crypto at $5, it's easier to gain a profit than if it was already up at $80. So it would take a lot less movement for ICP to the upside to gain profit now. So that is what I am going to be looking at. I do want to get our RSI out here to see, how that volume is reacting with the price movement as well. So let's also get the VWAP out here. All right. So the VWAP is at 535, which is the amount of volume for the price that we're at. So we should be right around $5.35 to be safe. We are actually under all of this. I really think we're getting ready for a breakout very soon. It might not be a big breakout, but we keep testing this simple moving average right here. And we did get rejected again. So I think we're going to go up and touch it in the third time since we are on this line right now. And I'm going to see how these kind of correlate with breaking the lines as well. So if we break this line, we could possibly break this line as well. And then go back up to about $7. Well, if we can break $6. If we can break that $6, resistance, then we could head up to about $7. And that's my price target if we do get a movement. If we can break $6, is $7. Even though 8 was our previous resistance, we kind of got pushed down, and then we broke 6 as well. So I would say we're going to have probably resistance at 6, 7, and then 8, and then 10, and then maybe a 14, and so on after that. But we're going to have a lot of resistance going up. That's why it's so hard to get out of these downward trending, slope lines like this, because we're just at the bottom. Nobody is really, excited about the market right now, which I don't understand. Like, this is when I'm the most excited about it. You know what I mean? Because this is when you can actually accumulate enough to change your life. This is life changing right here. If you get this at the right time. And that's what I was trying to tell everybody with Bitcoin in 2019. We now have another opportunity like 2019. I'm going to tell you again, and you will have another chance to listen to me. Not financial advice, common sense, right? So, another chance for you. Oh my goodness, what is going on with this? I wanted it to move down, but it just wouldn't let me the way I wanted to do it. So, all right. So, now that we come to the edge of this, okay, and the RSI is under, let's get that volume back out of here. And then we'll look at the smaller price frames with that as well. And then, heck, we might as well get an EMA out here too, because we're probably not even over the 9. Ooh, I had 2 of those out here for some reason. Whoops. Oh, I already had it out. Sheesh. Okay. 559 is the EMA 9. Yeah, we are so below everything on the daily. All right, let's go to the 4-hour. And then we're going to look at the weekly because it's Sunday, right? Oh yeah, it's Sunday. So we're going to do our weekly close too. I just wanted to share all of that with you guys. And I think it's going to be one of the catalysts that separates internet computer for the rest of crypto. 1, it's integrating with Bitcoin. 2, it isn't heavily invested recently by venture capitalists. Yes, that 0 VCs, that was wrong. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I read the thing wrong, and it wasn't like I meant to do it. But yeah. So all right. Now on the 4 hour, you can see we broke above. Good. This is really good. We broke above the simple moving average, and we did get rejected by this downward trending resistance. Right, we got rejected there. But if you look at the VWAP, oh, we're below that at 535. EMA is 529. We're at 530. We're just above the EMA right there, and using that as support. So if we can hold this level and not go down further, we could possibly go back up and touch 545 again and break out of that area. So let's get the 1 hour. All right. Now the hour. Oh, see, the thing is, we already broke below on the 1 hour, but that means we're not quite as oversold now. We needed to reset a little bit. You know, sometimes when you climb, you just got to go down just a little bit to reset to go after it again, right? So our average volume price is 533, and our EMA is at 535. Yeah, and we're below that, and 527 now. Dang, we're going down a little bit. But I don't think that's going to hold. We did just break down below the EMA 9. That's why it went down. You just saw us on the 4 hour. We just broke below that EMA 9 right now. 527.5, 528.5. We were just at 529 1 second ago. I changed from 4 hour to 1 hour, and it changed. So I don't know, man. Yeah, that broke down. That sucks. So it looks like the short time frames aren't doing so well. Hopefully we might hit a bottom right here, and it does look like, yes, we are turning around on the 15 or on the 30. That's good. 15 also turning around. We're testing this trend line too, and it should be easy to break right now. We tested it, broke down here, tested it once, went way down, up and tested it again. Now this time we should probably break it. I mean, that's what I'm looking for is, a break. So, yeah. As you see, look at the volume holding steady right there, like below where we were at. We were way above the volume, way above the actual volume, and now we're below. So that is something to notice, that we were in kind of an uptrend here, because look at and I was on the 5 minutes though. We were on an uptrend and then boom. So, but now it looks like there's a reversal. We hit a top and then a bottom. Now I think we could go to 537 on the 5 minute. If we do continue to go up, there's going to be some resistance there at 530 and 533 as well because of the volume. So it looks like Internet Computer wants to stay around 535 or below. That is going to be our big area to watch, or our small area to watch, I should say, because it's a super small area. So there's no big movements coming, is what that tells me. Like, we don't have any big movements coming, but we might have some little movements, This is the problem that I'm having. See how we were like that? Now we're like that. So we ended up back inside the wedge anyway on the week. See how we had it lower before, but then it changed the way that the wedge is. Because before, the top of the wedge was right here in the downward trending slope line. Downward trending resistance, right? And then it broke out, but it didn't. The volume got rejected. So immediately we take this back out here now, because this is the new resistance. Not this one that follows multiple lines down. We broke out to nothing. We just move that sucker a little bit out and it continues. So the one green week we had here doesn't even matter anymore. It's just a new resistance level up a little bit higher. And that's good. That's good. We pushed the wedge a little bit out. So it is what it is, guys. We're super undersold. We're at 23 on the weekly. I don't understand how we can go lower than that. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. But yeah. Daily, we're gonna need some smaller time frames to work in our favor, for a little while, in order for us to start getting bullish again. So just buckle up, guys. It's crypto winter for now. Accumulate dollar cost average. This crypto is going to be worth $100 again. Like, I always want to pick a day. Here, let me pick a random day. I'm just going to pick a random day here. All right, June. Pick a day. Pick a day. Pick a day. Seriously, pick a day. June what? 10th, 20th, 31st, 6th, 1. Put anything. 0? Well, we can't put 0. All right, I'm just going to pick then. If you're not going to pick, I'm going to pick. June 22nd, 2024. ICP $100. Yep. You have to follow my channel all the way until June of 2024. But if you do, here it is. We got it written down. I don't know what that's going to do, really, but I like to have fun. So I'm going to pick a random day, and boom. Now, if it was any other crypto, I wouldn't do that because who knows if they're even going to be around. I was a little bit worried because I was like, what if ICP, like I believe in the project, right? I love ICP, but I'm going to be realistic. What if something happens and it disappears? Well, those were worries that I had and concerns. But then when I read stuff like this, that, yeah, Solana, Avax, and a lot of the other big cryptos that are already succeeding were funded by these venture capitalist firms, which, yes, I guess Internet Computer did at the initial offering, but it got smart before it needed to. That's why I love Internet Computer. It's like they preemptively knew, and that had to have been like Dominic and his team. I can see them like having the discussion. Okay, well, let these venture capitalists, have a stake in our firm, but only at this point. And once we get to this point, no more venture capitalists. We need to take it in a different direction. And that way, if all the other cryptos fail because of VCs, we will be the one left standing. And that kind of eased my worries a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. That it's still, anything could happen in crypto, could just be poof gone, right? But when you start to think about these companies actually having backups and having discussions about these things, that is for us. That's for the whole community. They are looking out for our best interest. If they didn't care about the community, if they didn't care about us, you would see 500 million Internet Computer, Tiger Capital. You would see another 800 million going into ICP by another venture capitalist. And these are the things that sets Internet Computer apart from every other crypto. Now, it is outperforming Solana. It is outperforming Avax. And they're not invested heavily by venture capitalists. So you can do it without all that, and ICP is doing it. So that means they have less people that they have to pay. So when you have less people you have to pay, the more money you can put into your project and your people and your team and your community. And that's smarter. Yeah, if you get more money from venture capitalist firms, you could put more in, but then you have to put more out as well. And that's what they don't understand. The more you give somebody of your company, of your stake in your company, the less you have and the less you can grow it and the less control you have. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm going to try to bring you more stuff like this that just kind of hits, where we need to be looking to the future. I know it sucks. Like, we're not promised tomorrow. Like, the world could blow up. Who knows what's going to happen, right? Probably not, but you never know, right? And so these investments, any investment, that you're in is going to take time. No matter whether it's a couple weeks. If someone's promising you a bunch of gains in one day, I never listen to them. But let's look at the comments now because I'm just jabbering now. Hey, Crypto Airboy, what's up? Oh, Sudden Rita, ready. Oh, sorry, I really murdered that. Sudhindra ready. There we go. Sorry about that. Let's put his name up there. Nice content. Thanks for collecting so much info on ICP. This gives me more confidence in ICP. So I know it was a lot of information about other things, but it was all in correlation with how it interacts with the internet computer and what it means in the differences of it. And it is a big difference. And I know the graph, I was going to talk about it just a little bit because it's one of my other favorite cryptos. I'm not going to lie. Even though they are heavily invested with Polychain Capital, with Tiger Capital, with a lot of other venture capitalist firms. So I think that's why it went. That's why it went down so much compared to the internet computer. Remember when I was showing you the other day that the graph? I was like, look at this. I'm only showing you because you know how it affects the internet computer. And we looked, and the graph went down like 13x, and the internet computer only went down 8x from the top, or not from the top, but from the same area. And so my opinion on that, and what made me think, I was like, well, it's probably because those venture capitalist funds lost so much. The graph is actually lower than its initial price on Coinbase. When it was listed on Coinbase, it was 10 cents. Now it's at 9 cents. So those are the things you got to think about. Venture capitalists could ruin crypto. Yes, they do help crypto at the beginning, but don't over leverage your company with VCs, please. We want decentralization, not V-centralization. That's actually kind of funny. ICP is going to survive the incoming crash. And that there could be another big crash coming. Like with everything that's happening, that's kind of on the back of everybody's minds. And I think that's why not a lot of people are putting money into crypto. But I just don't think that, but I didn't think we were going to break 20K either. There was really no reason for Bitcoin to break 20K. I still don't know the reason. Like, yes, it pushed down, but why? We go 70% from the top is 20K. Previous all-time high, 20K. Yes, so I did go back and look at the charts. Bitcoin did make a brief stop at 19 before we continued. So yeah, 19 lowest, because that's where we made a brief stop before. So then I was looking, well, it went from 16 to 19 on the chart. 16 to 19. So why did we stop at 17 and a half? Manipulation, man. They are manipulating the prices down as far as they can. Well, plus all these other things, Celsius, you know, that, and it was kind of responsible of them in a way that they realized before, but it wasn't really responsible because they should have realized when they did have enough money to cover it. Why did they only realize that they didn't have enough money to cover it after they didn't have enough money to cover it? Why didn't they realize before they ran out of money, or hey, if crypto goes down, we are at risk of, defaulting on withdrawals? That's something everyone says not really their fault. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'd probably never use Celsius again after that. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I want to withdraw my crypto. So I don't know. I'm not going to talk a lot about that, but ICP has more use cases. The only crypto which has zero transaction fees. Basically zero. Basically zero. Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for gasless DeFi swaps. Day trading will be my day job. So that is going to be awesome. 0.0001 ICP for a DeFi transfer of Bitcoin? There's got to be a Bitcoin transaction too. No, it's done. I think it's all done on Cancer smart contracts, which means there will be no Bitcoin fee. The fee will be paid in the smart contract token. I'm not sure how that's going to work. I can't wait to see that. So I was wrong. Enzo Finance. We did find out that Enzo Finance and FX were two venture capitalists. And I don't even know if Forex is really a venture capitalist. That's more of like a, yeah. So I think one Enzo Finance that we know of for sure. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to say zero new venture capitalists on my thumbnail. So thank you guys for showing up tonight. Go check out my Supernova blog. I worked really hard on it. I hope it's good. They wouldn't let me share it from my website to Twitter, so I had to just get the link and upload it to Twitter. It was a big hassle, but we got it done. So it's all that matters. So gasless D. That is something that's almost unheard of. Gasless DeFi swaps. I think that's an oxymoron. If you type in the word oxymoron in the dictionary, I think that would come up. Gasless DeFi swaps as an oxymoron. All All right, guys. That being said, you know what time it is. Goodbye and good ICP. Bang!